My name is Daniel Darmody. I'm currently a senior in college, and I'm a computer science major with a concentration in software engineering and a minor in mathematics.
My name is Brandon St. Pierre. I am a senior here at Salem State University, and I am a business management major with a audio technology minor.
I'm Deborah Smith. I'm a healthcare studies major. I'm a senior, due to graduate in May of 2019.
My name's Sean Preventure. I'm a second-generation student. My dad just finished college not too many years ago, and my mother is disabled.
My name's Christopher Chavarat. I'm a freshman. My major is business management, and I came from Lawrence High School, and I'm happy to be here.
My name's Jennifer Roper. I am a second-generation college student. My dad graduated from college in the 80s. My mom never went to college because she felt that she couldn't afford it and didn't want to take out loans, so she started working right away. My name is Jennifer Roper. I'm a senior. I'm graduating this year in the spring 2019, and I'm a history major.
Hello, my name is Deanna Doherty. I'm a second-year sophomore nursing student, and I'm from the Central Mass area.
So, for the entire time I've been in college, I've juggled 2 to 3 jobs for my first 2 years here. My dad battled cancer, so my family couldn't really give me a whole lot. And that difference will help us make a change.
Ever since I've came into Salem State, I've always been given financial aid from the state, and I've been given grants from the school, which has always helped me. I've held 2 jobs and also have been in 5 to 6 classes for going on 4 years now, which has definitely been a struggle. I've been stressed over the years, but if I had more money to be given from any source whatsoever, I know that being able to deal with all the situations that I have dealt with in the past would be situations of the past. They would be a lot simpler to deal with, and things wouldn't be so stressful. If I had not been told the things that I have been told, and I had not been given the information that I was given from the staff at the Navigation Center, things would have been a lot more difficult to deal with. One thing to keep in mind is that no one's life stays the same every day, every week, every month, or every year. So to assume that someone is just able to afford college, it's not a good thing to do.
Well, I currently work 3 jobs, up to 50 hours a week, and I attend school full-time, so it's always a challenge. And the fact is, unfortunately, the more you work, the harder it is to get financial aid. It's sort of a vicious cycle. But I've got to say, the Navigation Center, I always know I have a place to go and talk to somebody who will work hard and try their very best to help me get as much money as I can to make it so I can still attend school, because there are some months and some semesters where it's right on the edge. I know that they say that millennials and people of my generation are lazy, but I have to say I've never seen a generation much more hardworking, and this generation especially has to work double, triple as hard to pay the rising cost of tuition. If you look at it, not just at Salem State, but everywhere, it's going up exponentially. And every student everywhere who isn't having their way paid is struggling. As I said, I'm struggling. My best friend also works 3 jobs to pay and go to school here. So it's not just me. And I would like the committee to know that students need help. We need help. We can't do it by ourselves. Students today are struggling, and they need more help than ever.
That was good.
Well, for people like myself that have gone through a life change where, in my case, my husband's walked out on me and don't have the resources to go back to school, there needs to be some sort of funding for those people that have financial hardships. You know, for adults like myself, they need to be able to go into more detailed on the application for when you're applying here at Salem State, to find out what your financial circumstances are. And if you're going back to school due to divorce or death, and you need to, you know, update your skills to be able to get a better job, they need to put that on the application, so that way when the admissions committee looks at it, they can forward it on to the scholarship committee to be.
I'll tell you when. Are you recording?
Still recording, yeah, from the last thing.
Okay, whenever
Okay.
you want.
So your name and tell us a little bit about your family.
My name's Jennifer Roper. I am a second generation college student. My dad graduated from college in the 80s. My mom never went to college because she felt that she couldn't afford it and didn't want to take out loans, so she started working right away.
While you've been at Salem State, can you talk about how any struggles or challenges you faced trying to finance your education and to get through school?
Yes. So since I came to Salem State as a freshman, I started working, well, I've worked all through high school, but definitely through college started working more. I've worked anywhere from 25 to 35 hours each week, and I actually had to quit my job from last semester because I just felt that I was working too many hours. So I dropped down to 20 hours, but because of that, it's been harder to finance for school. So now I commute to Salem State. I lived here the past 3 years, but to have more time to focus on my education and my grades, I felt that I needed to drop some hours and commute to school instead, so it was more cost efficient.
Our Navigation Center has helped you.
The Navigation Center has greatly helped me. All the faculty and staff there have given me the tools that I've needed to be successful in college. You know, not just academically are they not only motivating, but also in finance and account wise, that I need to stay on top of things and manage my accounts most efficiently. And you know, I really struggled this year with coming to school because I still owed money from the past semester. So I spoke with financial aid and they helped me set up a plan and to get the most money that I could, grant and scholarship wise, but also set up some sort of plan to pay back the school.
What would you want donors to know?
Financial struggles that I have faced throughout my time in school have been substantial. Since my freshman year, I have had to have 2 jobs to be able to attend school. I'm lucky enough to have parents that are willing to help me, but they also have 3 other children that they're trying to put through college, 2 of them currently being in college as well as I. So they've done as much as they can. I've worked on and off of campus. The most I've worked during the school year is 32 hours a week, but I did have to leave one of my jobs because I felt that it was too much and it was impacting my academic studies. So I decided to leave a job, but in leaving a job, I also had to leave campus, living on campus. It's been tough to get to and from school every day. My commute can be upwards of an hour and a half some days. So living off campus has been a tough decision, but it has been better for me in that I can work less and focus more on my academics. It was a tough decision because I had to give away my growing independence, and also I had to consider being less involved on campus. I am part of 2 student groups. I also work on campus. So it was hard for me to give that up, and seeing that I like to be involved, I like to be flexible and available, but that was just one of the hardships that comes along with, you know, not being financially able to pay for school and live on campus and attend. Before school started, I approached someone in the financial aid department, and they really helped me out with paying off last semester, which I actually just recently finished paying off while paying for this semester as well. I don't think I would have came back to school had that person not helped me financially because I have the grades to be here. I have good grades and I have the motivation. It's just the money doesn't match up sometimes.
For me, I had to take out a loan to be able to come to this college. And honestly, the loan process was really, really difficult. I had to do it with my parents, and with that, with just us three, it was really difficult because none of us really knew exactly how the loan process worked out. But luckily, one of my teachers from high school actually assisted me with it. So without her, like, I wouldn't be able to do it, but it was pretty difficult taking out a loan. So at the beginning of the semester, I was actually struggling a little bit with like classes and everything. And to my savior is Carol Rizzo from Navigation. I emailed her and she emailed me immediately back saying like, oh yeah, of course we got a meeting to talk about it. So back in the beginning of the semester, I was actually struggling with classes, and to my help, I actually emailed one of the staff from the Navigation Center, and they emailed me immediately, and they assisted me with like tips and resources that are available to me at almost 24 hours of the day to help me actually bring my grades up. Like, we talked about going to professor's office hours and taking more time in the library, because the library is like one of the most useful things I'd be able to like go to help me actually work on my studies and actually focus on them.
So
I know so many of my friends that wouldn't be able to go to college, especially here in Salem State, but there wasn't enough scholarship money for them to be able to go, and they're required to take a loan, which help us be successful, and please help us be the people we want to be.
Okay, I think that's the best one. Do you have the right shot there for her? Yeah. Okay.
all right, tell us your name, your major, your year, and anything else you'd like to share.
Hello, my name is Deanna Doherty. I'm a second-year sophomore nursing student, and I'm from the Central Mass area.
All right. So can you talk about any financial hardships that you faced while you've been at Salem State? Examples would be unmet financial aid need, loan, debt, working 2 jobs or more, anything else.
So coming into college, I identify as an entirely dependent student, so I don't have the financial assistance from any other family members. So I am primarily relying on financial aid. I would not be at this university if I did not have opportunities for scholarships and financial aid. On top of that, as being a dependent student, I have other people who are dependent on me. So both of my parents are very much dependent on me in the sense that they don't have their own income. And so I'm working, I've worked all this summer, and then this academic year I'm working for Residence Life on campus, and I'm probably working about 20 to 25 hours a week and managing all of my classes, and a lot of that money, unfortunately, is going back to my parents. And so it seems that when I make, like, every time that I am making something, it has to be forced out. And so having that cushion and then security of financial aid opportunities really takes off a burden from my shoulders, and I have that support, and it's one less thing that I have to worry about. Of course, in my experience, the Student Navigation Center has honestly gone out of their way to make students aware of all the opportunities and resources available to them. I'm talking emails multiple times a month, advertisements all across campus, reminders, anytime that a student will go in to the Navigation Center, whether it be an issue with their bill or their account or the FAFSA application or questions about loans. Staff members truly try to get on the students' level and go through everything with them. And if there's any confusion or need for clarity, they provide that in my experience, I've had specific concerns about trying to repay a loan, or not entirely sure how to go about an application, and I've had staff members follow up with me even after my visit with multiple emails just to ensure that I'm okay. And they really, like, to my knowledge, the Student Navigation Center staff members are like working, like they've worked in a field prior, and now they're choosing to come back in student affairs and literally go out of their way to help students. Like, knowing that they've got your back is truly, I don't want to say remarkable because that sounds kind of cheesy, but it's really comforting and it's a really nice feeling.
To know.
Of course, I'd like potential donors and those with the Salem State University Foundation to know that students at Salem State, and students in general, they're more than just students. You know, they're workers working 20 to 40, even more hours a week, just trying to make ends meet and just trying to not only survive but find success for themselves, their friends, their roommates, and a lot of the time people are dependent on them. And so students are stretched so thin in so many different ways, and it's not fair for students to have that burden of, how am I going to make my bill? How am I going to pay, you know, to even be in school next semester? You know, that is the last thing that students need to be worrying about. And any contribution, anything that donors can do and have done clearly in the past is so much appreciated, because the cost of paying for college is just, it's not just a cost, it's a stress, it's a worry, and a lot of the times for students, including myself, it's an obstacle. And having anything to help limit that obstacle, to push it back, means the world to students and me. And I know that I want to share about myself. It's been a whirlwind this semester. I found myself with a lot of undue responsibilities I wasn't expecting. My father was diagnosed with terminal lung cancer last November, so just about a year ago. And unfortunately, he took a terrible fall and suffered massive brain damage and has been mentally incapacitated and has been unable to make decisions for himself. And with that, I've taken on the role as his legal guardian and making medical decisions for himself. I'm talking juggling doctor's appointments, juggling phone calls with lawyers and social workers in the middle of classes, consulting with my mom, consulting with all these different types of people. And my point in saying all this is that a student here is not just a student. We have so many roles, and we need as much help as we can get. And there's been an incredible amount of help that's been provided, but I still feel that it's not enough, and that students will continue to survive, and not just survive, but strive for success. And having that burden lifted is just, it frees obstacles, and it allows growth, and it allows success. And my point in saying all this is just that it's not easy being a college student. It's not, and anything that college students can have to help is remarkable, and it really makes sense.
My name is Daniel Isabel. Go as a middle name of Omoyi. I'm from Nigeria, and I'm a student of Salem State University, accounting department, and I'm in my senior level right now. Today I'm going to be talking about going to school in January for me. And it's been a very long run, and I'm still not going to give up regarding the fact of some financial struggle. When I first migrated to the United States, I was out of school for the first 2 years due to the fact that I was unable to pay some certain bills, and I was trying to get myself settled. School for me is one thing. It's a very major high priority for me to go to school, because I came from a family where everybody went to school, and but it's just a struggle I have to deal with myself. And so Presently, I have 2 jobs. I work with people with disabilities. I work for Seven Hills Foundation and Turning Point Institution. I have to work 40 hours in both jobs full-time, completing 80 hours every week for me to be able to meet up with my academic goal, so I'll be able to pay my tuitions and also for my rent and other expenses for me to sustain myself while going to school. I go to work every day, and my other job, I work overnight. I work a schedule from 11 p.m. to 9 a.m. every morning, and after that I have to rush down to school, and immediately after I get out of school by like 2 or 3, I have to go to my other job. So basically I pay rent for an apartment I barely live in, and it's been a very long run personally, because I encountered a lot of struggle. Every time I go to the school navigation center, I've been really helped by a lot of their staffs and personnel. I could probably not remember them by their names, but for sure when I see them in person, I'm gonna remember them. Every time I go in there, it's basically because of one thing: tuition. I always have an hold in my account due to the fact that I'm unable to make payments right on time. And even with the student plan being allocated for me, I still meet up with the deadlines. Can I take a break right here? Yeah. I'm just a little bit sweaty.
Don't worry, don't worry.
Right. You're doing great. Yeah. You're doing great.
This is like my first time on a camera.
Don't worry about it. I know how tough it is to be in front of a camera. You can stop whenever you want and restart.
Okay, he's gonna get edited. Right?
No, I'm gonna stop the camera for a second.
So ever since I started going to school, the highest classes I've taken is 4 classes, which is making it 12 credits. Yeah, but I do struggle personally with them. And previously, some other semesters, I tried to register for 5 classes, but I ended up dropping 2 and ended up with a semester with 3 different classes. And I'll go back with the navigation center. They really did help me a lot in terms of settling my student debt. They suggested ways for me to make monthly payments, which is very convenient for me, because I now have the time and ability to plan my schedule and make payments as I went due. And they give me all my legal advices, the right professors to meet and talk to. And also, when I always go to the navigation center, I see that very burden as a place where I go to relieve myself, to speak out my mind, my struggle, and how I'm gonna get helped out making payments. Talking about me being tired of going to school, it's very challenging, but I have this one motivation that keeps me going. I'm a big-time learner. I always want to keep on learning. I'm never gonna stop learning, and I learn every day. Just because of that motivation within me, I don't want to give up going to school. I want to do it till the very last day and say there was a difference in me. I want to make a difference, you know. There's a lot of people like me out there who also have financial struggles, but not everybody's going to be bold enough to come speak about it. I think this was a very great opportunity for me to hear my voice out. So in any form of any way, anybody could be of assistance to the students behind me, like the freshmen coming in, sophomore, every other student, so they don't have to go with this very struggle I'm struggling, you know.
How your family must be very proud of you now.
Yes, I came out from a family of 4 boys, and I'm the youngest. And I have 3 other older brothers, which have their own responsibilities too. We all grew up as a soldier. We have to fight for ourselves because my dad is actually seriously ill, and that brings no help into my family. My mom as well, we have to back her up. I have to send money back, take care of other extended families, and it's been a long struggle, it's been a long run. And I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna fight till I get my degree and make a difference. I'm a learner, and I'm fighting every day for my academic goals like many other students. And we really need your financial support to make this goal come to pass.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Lori Belcasser. I am 22 years old. I am a senior here at Salem State University, and although my time at Salem State has been great, I've learned many experiences, but it has been troubling being able to get financial aid access and being able to focus strictly on my studies without having to worry with financial problems. The financial aid office here at Salem State has been able to ease that bridge between focusing in school and being able to attend school without having financial burdens on my back. I did have to work 2 jobs in order to get my education and continue to my education as well. It's not easy. I mean, going to school full-time and having to work right after classes, it's hard. I'm currently taking 5 classes at a time, and I would have to work probably hour-wise 30 hours, roughly, like 25 to 30 hours. And it's tough, you know, I bring my schoolwork to work and try to do my homework there and vice versa. It's hard to focus on my studies and go to school as well. I mean, focus on my studies and go to work. I know it's a hard balance. You know, you come to class and you're tired and you have no energy, but you have to pay attention because you want to have a degree and you want to be able to succeed and make your parents proud. And I'll be the first one to graduate college in my family, and it's a huge weight on my shoulders for me to graduate, and for the financial aid office to help me and release that load from my back is very helpful, and they continue doing a tremendous job to help me and students who come from a low-income family as mine. So it's hard, and my family, it's only just my mother and I. She's a single mother who's dedicated her life to make sure that I don't end up how she is. She's a factory worker. She does assembly line work, and she has put her time and energy to make sure that I get an education. That is her priority. She honestly is my hero, and she has put so much dedication into me and my future, and the way I can reward her is by attaining this degree, and with the help of the financial aid office, who has helped me tremendously. And because of them, I wouldn't be able to graduate this semester. I wouldn't be able to attend classes due to I ran out of Pell Grants, which was only awarded for 4 years, and I had to take an extra time. So, and the financial office helped me attain a loan, and because of them, I'm able to be here today and tell you my story. So. It's tough. I'm so close to finishing and to see my dream, and not only my dream, but also my mother's dream, kind of go away for me without having the financial ability to finish was really tough. It was just really hard to see something you've worked so hard and tried your best to accomplish and have it taken away from you because you don't have the financial means to pay. It was really tough. It's hard. It's really hard when you don't have the money to pay to cover classes, and it's just a lot. It's really hard. And the financial aid office, I have no words to have thankful and appreciative I am for them, because I would not be here. I wouldn't be able to finish my degree. My story isn't the only one. There's so many students going through what I go through. Maybe not exactly, but to a certain extent. First generation graduates, single mother, low income, reliant on government assistance and so on. Just think of that I think we just want like to progress and be able to give back and be part of like corporate America and have like a sense of it's hard for me to say what can they do because I'm living through it. I think, I don't know, can I start that one over again?
You can.
Please, and just repeat the question.
So just think about it.
Can I say potential donors or no? For the potential donors that are going to look at this video and that are going to see my story, and all I can say to you is believe in me and our stories, and just know that the opportunity to go to school and is much more than just getting your name on a degree. It's much bigger than that. It's the opportunity to give back to your community, and attaining this degree that I'll have in May is something that I've wanted for a really long time, and my family, my mother, everyone. So giving each student the opportunity to attain that is, my mother is my hero. She wakes up every morning at 6 a.m., well, roughly 6 a.m. to get ready for work, to be there at 7. And she gets roughly home around roughly 8. She works long hours to pay for rent. This is much harder than I thought. Yeah, so she works long hours. She works from 7 in the morning to roughly 8 a.m. And then from there she cooks. So I can come home from work or the library and I can find food on the table. She works really long hours to make sure that there's enough money for everything, and
Okay.
Your contribution will help students like me from low-income families to have a better future.
You got it.
Yeah.
Rolling? Okay. Just, what is your name?
My name is Adeline Slocum, and I'm a social work student. Next year will be my last year. I have been here for a couple of years. I came into this country from Liberia as a refugee into North Carolina, and from North Carolina I came here, attended North Shore Community College, and I thought that was all to end. I decided to come back here to school, and it's been a tough time. But you know why? I'm so happy that I came, because I work with people who have disabilities, and that's the only way I can help them, by learning. But it's been tough going to school and working full-time with the little money, salary that I earn. But you know, it's a hard thing, because sometimes we are so many that going through this struggle, financial struggle. I've had so much of it, gone to the navigation center crying because I didn't have money to pay my school fees. And I say, I'm not going to quit, I will. And there are a lot of people who going through there. I applied for a scholarship 1 or 2 times, but because of the number of people, you know, that I applied, I was not that I was not eligible, but I think my condition was not as bad as others. And I'm glad that other people were able to get it, even though I didn't get it and I felt bad, but at least other people would get it. I mean, other people were able to get it, other students. But I think we need more finances for our students because there are a lot of people coming in, and I'm also encouraging people because the school is not far away. You know, I live in Lynn and I come here to school because I apply at Boston, UMass, but I couldn't go because it's far and I have to come from work and then rush to school. So this is the nearest place for me. And it's so accessible for me with the nice staff they have here. Even when we come crying, they always like patting us on the back. They are wonderful people. And we need more finances, we need more donors because there are a lot of people who are willing to learn and they don't have the financial means. Wow. There are a lot of people behind me because I'm even encouraging people to come and learn because tomorrow is going to be tougher than what it is right now. So I just encourage and ask, I'm pleading that there will be more donors for the people that are coming after me. I'm glad to do this. I appreciate it a whole lot.
Yeah, you're great. Can you talk about, I know you said working, juggling yes. work and school. So can you give us some details on what your day is like, what your week is like?
Oh my God. My week is tough. Even I came from work this morning and got straight on the computer because I have tons of work to do. No sleep, and I have to meet up with my requirements because I have to present my work to the instructor. I got papers to do. I got another assignment to do. It's just crazy. And then I have I'm doing a full-time job. Sometimes I take my clothes to work. After work, I just get ready at my job and come straight to the intern or to my class. From there, I have to go home and maybe take a nap, do some homework, and go back to work. It's a hectic, but you see me, I'm fat because I belong big, so that's why. But it's not an easy thing. It's not easy, it's stressful. Yeah. But you know, no easy way to succeed. No easy way. It's a tough thing, but I'm happy for the opportunity. And you know, the staff on the campus, they make you willing. They encourage you. They are so motivated. So it just keeps you going. So what else do you want me to say?
You still want to ask a
Can I just say?
Yeah.
When Addie goes to the office, she always makes us laugh. Yeah. Even if it starts out sad, so it's so sad, but then she's always
walk a little bit to your left, like right there.
How many hours a week do you work? So full time is 40 hours?
Yes, I work 40 hours.
And do you have children?
I have children, but my children are not here now. My daughter graduated from Merrimack, and she moved. The other one, she graduated from North Shore. They all left me, so I'm here for myself. And I'm a widow. My husband died ever since. So I'm just struck.
Yes.
Can you repeat that, how many hours you work?
I work 40 hours a week.
Wait. Say that.
I work 40 hours a week. And then I have my intern. I have to come all day. Then go back home, take maybe an hour or two nap, not more than that. Get up and do some homework, go back to work. From work to school. That's my life, from work to school, from school to school. That's it.
Wow.
But it helps to make me stronger.
That's good. So, how do you balance all that financially?
Well, sometimes I credit money from club. Right now I'm owing a lot, but that's not a problem. But I have to do it because I have a goal, so that's the only way I can do it.
So what you're saying is you're borrowing?
Yeah, I borrow money,
okay.
And then I pay, like every time I take pay, I pay a portion of it until I can complete it. So that's it.
How hard does that get?
It's really tough. It's tough. I can't explain it, but it's tough. It's a hard thing. Because sometimes I'm just out of stuff and I can't be there with my knees, but you know, I have to do it.
What keeps you going?
Just press God.
What are you going to do with your education? I know you mentioned helping others, but so once you graduate, and I know it sounds like you're helping people now, you're telling people to come and how important education is. Are you going to continue? You're going to continue that?
I want to continue, but right now I can't continue because I got a lot of family problems. I got financial I got a lot of problems on me. So I'm stressful already, so I have to take a rest.
Do you mind sharing what some of the problems are?
There's some of it are personal, and some of it, you know, it's just a lot. Because, you know, I'm from Africa, and we don't just do for just yourself. I'm not just here, I'm an ambassador. That's what I'm gonna say. Because I'm here, other people rely on me. I have a brother who has stroke, and I have to, every time I have to send the medication, I have to send money for the medication. And a lot, but it's a hard thing. He suffers from pressure, and he has stroke. Then I have another brother who is sick as well. My oldest brother, my father's oldest son, by a different mother, and he's sick too. My other sister is in Philadelphia, but she's not able to do that anymore because she retired. And she has had her own difficulties too, so I'm just alone standing.
You're a strong woman now.
Do you have a paper? Sorry, we don't have tissue, but we...
Thank you.
So there's more to you and many of our students besides just being a student and working. You're carrying a lot of things.
A lot of load.
You're making it here to get your education. Can you say something about that? That you're multi-dimensional.
Yeah, I'm a provider for so many people. Family, friends. A lot of people, you know, people who I grew up with, because the war destroyed a lot of things. And since after the war, things not progressing at all. Leaders just come there, corrupt people just come and do what they have to do. And so it's like everything just have fallen on the ground. And people are struggling to survive. So the little that you send back home is, people appreciate that a lot. And I'm a giver, you know. I love to give because when I share, I feel good. So that's who I am.
I think what you said is what her slogan should be. When I share, I feel good.
Mm-hmm. That's right, when I share, I feel good. That's why I did social work, because that's my area. I tried going to nursing school, but I didn't feel good because I knew that was not my area, that's not my calling. So I Social work is my passion. That's what I like. I love helping people. Even at my internship, my supervisor, he teaches at the campus. He knows me for that. I just love sharing. I talk to the kids when they're going through problems and all of that. I process with them. That's just my area, and I love it. That's who I am.
Okay, well, let's do that sentence, but we have to think how that sentence is going to work. So when I
share,
I feel good. Yeah, that's a great sentence. Now, how do we make them
share so they
so they feel good? You know, how do we?
I think you just say it.
So you can say, when I share, I feel good, and if you share,
you'll feel good.
Yes.
What about that?
I think when we all share, we should feel good.
Yeah. Can you say that? Can you say, when I share, I feel good, and if this is talking to the people who are donating the money?
Yeah.
So you're talking to them right now? Can you tell them what you feel when you share, and what they feel, what they will feel if they share?
Yeah, even when I'm sad, I find a way to help somebody because it lightens my spirit. So I believe when they share, when the donors share, they will feel good. Because it's a good spirit, you get a good spirit in you when you share with others. So it's good to share, you know. If we have, it's good to share. If we all share, the world would be a beautiful world.
Wow. So can you say it? And that's great. So, but I want you, when I share, I feel good.
Mm-hmm. Keep saying that.
Yeah, and then saying, if you share, you will feel good too.
Okay.
Can you say it to the camera?
Yes.
So right in there.
When I share, I feel good. So if you share, you will feel good as well. And it's best for everyone to share. We all will feel good.
Can you say that again?
Yeah.
It's best for all of us to share, because when we share, we will feel good. So when you share, you will feel good, just as when I share, I feel good. So share with others and you will feel good. Try it and you will see.
Okay. Are you done with the questions?
I think I'm good. She covered a lot.
Yeah. All right, so cut, please.
My name is Nubia Gaston. I'm a senior here at Salem State. I am a finance and professional writing major with a minor in pre-law studies. I'm the president of the Multicultural Student Association as well as VP for Pre-Law Society. So I guess I have a kind of unique story. When I started here at Salem State, my first year, my parents were in a kind of a financial struggle. They couldn't really take out any loans for me, or such as like the Parent Plus loan, or a lot of family members couldn't help out. So I ended up having to take out my own private loans in my name and then have my aunt co-sign. And I've been doing that since freshman year. So my freshman year, I had to take out my own private loans because my parents were in a special kind of financial struggle at the time, and they couldn't really help me out by taking out Parent Plus loans or anything like that. So I ended up having to take out my own private loans, and I've been doing that since freshman year, so I'm kind of, I guess, in major debt at the moment. And I've been, like I said, I've been doing that since freshman year, and it's always been difficult because I had to find like a co-signer. My parents couldn't necessarily co-sign, so I ended up having to ask an aunt to do that for me. And I didn't really get any money from FAFSA or financial aid. I mostly got loans, and it was only like max $5K for the entire year. So I ended up having to take the rest out through loans. Sure. At the moment, I think I'm at 60K, maybe a little bit over than that, actually. So that's kind of where I'm at right now in terms of financial debt. There is a lot of pressure to succeed because I know that once I graduate, it's time for me to start paying it back. And that's a lot of pressure for me, per se, that, you know, I have to go and make something of myself and be successful to make enough money to be able to pay those loans back. So if I could boil it down, I'd just say it's very stressful and a lot of pressure. So like I said, because I had to take out my own private loans, a lot of my friends or people around me never had to do that. And especially as a first-generation student, my parents never went through getting loans or doing that type of thing. So the Navigation Center was a big help for me. I was kind of in there all the time. And they assisted me in how to take out the loan, like what should I do, what's my next step, how to release holds off my account, things like that. And it was a really big help because there was really nobody there to really assist me in that type of stuff. Well, through my experience here at Salem State, I think a lot of students are talking about debt, and particularly the environment I surround myself with students of color and students of first-generation college students. That's definitely a major topic of discussion, especially throughout, you know, my senior year. We're hitting the last semester, and a lot of students are worried about whether or not they'll be able to pay it back, how they're going to pay it back, and I think that puts an immense pressure on not just me, but also like the people I surround myself with that are having these types of conversations. Sorry. I think it's very important to understand that at this institution, much like any other institution, there are different people with different stories and different backgrounds. Especially those who are first-generation students, do not have a lot of opportunity to either know how to go about getting financial aid or even have the means to get aid from either family or friends or things like that. And I think that because it becomes so much pressure and stress and to succeed and do well, and not just for your family or just for yourself, but like you have a whole debt to pay. It definitely would be a relief for a lot of students if there was opportunity for scholarships, because there is students who have the means to get scholarships, they just don't necessarily have access or the opportunity to get those things. So I think that it's very important that if our school or our institution had a way to allow students to get scholarships and those opportunities were open to everyone, I think that they would definitely first of all go for it, and I think that they also have the credentials for it as well. More scholarships means less debt and stress.
That's good. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, my name is Nicole Johnson. I'm a senior here at Salem State. My major is accounting, and I am the vice president of the Multicultural Students Association, and I am also a student employee on campus. So I came into college knowing that I would be supporting myself throughout college, so that's why I chose Salem State, because it was one of the more affordable options. And in the past, I've had to work multiple jobs on campus, as well as staying involved as a student. So I would work at the Student Navigation Center, and I also had a second job at Shaw's Supermarket in Lynn. So there'd be times I'll have class, and then I'll go to work in between class, and then after class I'll leave off campus to go to work. I usually take 15 credits per semester, and I would work at least 30 hours a week between both jobs. Sometimes more than 30, no less than 40, because that wasn't legal, I think, but between 30 to 40 hours, taking 15 credits full time. It's definitely stressful because as a student, you want to just be worried about your involvement on campus and doing well in classes, but when you have to work so much, it's kind of hard to keep the focus on everything you need to get done. So sometimes it's choosing between doing assignments or sleeping and just making sure you have all your sanity. Trying to keep the stress level low while doing everything you need to get done. maintaining like involvement on campus, classes, grades, work, just making sure that you're on top of everything can be very stressful. So I'm an independent student. This is gonna be deep. I don't know if I can I'm just gonna.
Go say whatever.
So growing up, my mother passed away when I was 4 years old. And I lived with my aunt and uncle growing up, and I knew they made it clear that once I was done with high school, whatever I did after that was all on me. So I knew that college I would have to be. So my freshman year, coming into school, like I said, I didn't have the support I needed. I was doing everything on my own. So I would go to the Student Navigation Center to get help understanding my financial aid. And I actually ended up, the people there, working there, like Carol, Haley, Evelyn, they gave me the resources I needed to make sure that I understood what was going on with my student account, and I knew everything about my financial aid and how to keep track of everything. And I actually ended up working there my sophomore year. And I think it was important for me to share the knowledge that I learned with other students, because I know I'm not the only one that has to support myself through college. So just making sure that my friends and other students know what they're doing, sharing my knowledge with them, making sure that they're on track of their stuff, they know how to do certain things. So I ended up working on campus, and that gave me a platform to kind of help other students who may need help. So I worked at the Student Navigation Center, and I currently work at the Center for Academic Excellence. So when students come in, I try to make sure that they leave, if not having all their problems solved, knowing a way to solve what they need to get done, or how to help them get the resources that they need. So start over? Okay. So I would go to the Student Navigation Center to get help with understanding my student account and how to settle my bill, and understanding how to view the itemized bill and making sure that I understand where my charges are coming from, how I'm going to settle those charges. Personally speaking, I would say that I'm more than a student. I have to deal with taking care of myself, my family life, my responsibilities as a student leader on campus, managing bills. And I think getting more help for the committee, not for myself, but even speaking for other students, would help erase just one of the many burdens that we face every day. Your generosity has the potential to help students reduce their financial burden.